welcome to the channel. My name is Joe, and I just wanted to say something on the account management side. So I have 6 entities, and they all have, in very simple terms, okay, there's 6, and they all have the same setup. All right, so they have a X, they have a TikTok, they have an IG, they have a YouTube. Then, out of the 6, the companies have a Facebook. So I have 2 accounts that have a Facebook and a website. You know what I mean? And then Reality Entrepreneur is connected to my personal website. So, and a LinkedIn, and a Facebook page that basically nothing is going on. So basically, I manage like 35 social handles. And through the years, on the account management side, when when you create a handle and then you create another one, like everybody, the social media companies are littered with people playing around. So they have, like, for example, TikTok, has a different feel than Facebook, and Facebook has a different feel to IG, and X has a different feel. They all have a different way to limit. No, not to limit. It's not the right word. They all have a different way to flag weird traffic coming in for new subscribers. But they all have their ways, meaning, like TikTok is, is so stringent, like they do the IP check, and then they do the 2-step, and then, only one number could be associated with an account, and then they have exceptions, and, and then they got TikTok Studio that has its own filtering. So TikTok is a beast in itself, and then you got Facebook that's pushing the whatnot, 2-factor authentication, and then manage the username of IG with the Facebook, and these layers of complexity. I think if you're in an agency, you'll understand what I'm saying. Account management for multiple handles is hell. You understand? So, but after 15 years, I've mastered all that, so I know how to go about this. Like, I know how to, I could even email Facebook. I could email TikTok. I could email all of them, and I'm a nobody, with essentially 0 followers. I'm just getting going here. So it's not, these companies do have ways to work with people, and it has nothing to do with having 10 million followers. The one that's a little really touchy, okay, that requires like a little bit, so they could read, let's say you have problems logging in, IG is like super thing, like it's a whole thing. But Facebook is super easy to reach customer service. So if you want customer service for IG, you could go by Facebook, because Facebook has the people. And now I haven't had to go on and to do some IG account management, or remove restrictions or whatever. I don't know if that changed, because I know they changed a whole bunch of stuff recently. So I don't want to speak about that, but what I mean is, when I used to do some, let's say I had IG restrictions, because you could imagine, right? I have 6 handles, 6 different emails, all from the IP address, their security. So their security system 100% flags my stuff as non-legitimate, and you could imagine, like on the account management side, how complex that is. And if you open a VPN channel with them, then you're always flagged. Like you're gonna have problems consistently. So in the account creation side, I've been pretty like consistent and stable across all my stuff, and you can imagine too, like on the email side, you know, when you have like, I don't know, 60 emails that you actually go in and out of, the company, customer service, this and that, company one, company two, community one, community two, and then the communities have their own website, like FYL and I9 Network. There are 4 Shopify websites, and so so I had an experience with TikTok, and I'll tell you about it, and I'm sure that's going to bring value to you, because I know TikTok is the most hard to resolve. Once you're flagged, you're going to have problems, and these problems will linger in your account, and you're never going to get free of them, because as I hit a couple of and I'll tell you what happened, but as I hit a couple of stumbling blocks with TikTok, I went in the boards and I started seeing what's going on lately in the last like 6 months, and I could get a vibe of what the main issues are right now with TikTok, right? So I was able to bypass all this and create 6 accounts within 2 weeks. All my accounts are up, and they're running, and there's no security, and all that crapola. All my accounts are good, and I'm in and out. And I'll tell you the way I did it. So my companies are existing, my communities are just getting going. Then I have Reality Entrepreneur, which is connected to my personal website. And then I have Ingredient Direct that has nothing. It's just, I got the YouTube, I got the website that's pointed to the name Ingredient Direct, the domain name that is connected to my website. And then I got the handles. And then I was thinking about it for weeks and months. But to be honest with you, all my other stuff on TikTok, I didn't want to do TikTok for multiple reasons, which is really not important to the story. And at the last minute, I go, no, because of the way I integrated my workflow to the other social media channels. It made sense to integrate TikTok. So at the last minute, I rushed and I created TikToks, because I'm like, I'm starting to see a date to start creating content in uniformity all over my stuff. And if I don't do it now, I'm just not going to do it. And I'm going to lose that window of opportunity to start the messaging properly, meaning everything's in sync. My YouTube is in sync everywhere with my social handles, and my workflow allowed me to do so. So, 2 weeks ago, I go, oh, crap. 2 weeks, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, whatever. But recently, I go, okay, I decided to do TikTok at the last minute, and then I registered. So here's my strategy. So first, if you're going to register, don't think that you're going to be able to bypass these systems and go, oh, okay, I'm just going to get a VPN. That's the worst decision you could take. Don't do that. Number one. Number two, you take your more solid asset. Anything that has stability and history, forget the followers. The companies like that, they don't care, man. All they want you is to have an account and put information on their platform so they could keep their subscriber base engaged. That's it. Nobody cares about you or your stuff. They're running a business and you're providing them free content. You understand? So you're building their business in parallel. So it's a give and take. But if you know in advance you're going to have these multiple accounts being registered in a quick period of time, number one, don't change iPhones. Don't think you're going to outsmart them. And now we're talking only TikTok. And do not do 2FA, two-factor authentication with phones, because if you have like, let's say me, I have 6 handles, right? Well, I have 2, 3 phone numbers I could use, okay? But I keep them for my email provider, okay? Because your email provider, no matter how much you're a real company, has limits. Their architecture is not based to provide you 20 emails on one phone number. So, and if it does, when they upgrade their systems, it could trigger like a system-wide problem for you, and then you could have like multiple accounts with problem. By the time you sort this out and realize what's going on, you're gonna have problems. So you're gonna need like 2, 3 phone numbers if you have a lot of accounts. But don't put your phone numbers in social media. You have to understand, not everybody registers or puts 2FAs with their phone numbers. TikTok doesn't care if you have your text phone. What they care about, okay, is you register with your business email. Try to avoid these shady emails like unknown.com and all these providers of privacy.com, because that triggers their security filters. Don't do VPN things. Don't switch iPhones. So those are the first 3 things. And if you're going to register multiple accounts, take the ones that have the most credibility and most history, because there's a good chance that initially they might say, "Oh, you're blocked." And then what you need to do is reach out to customer service and write them a note. And in the note, the only thing you write is you appeal the decision and you link to your about page of your company. So you got to have that already in advance. So don't register, because what's going to happen, you have a window of opportunity to appeal. And if you don't take that window and you're not ready to send that message where the landing page on the about is structured, you're going to lose the handle that you tried to subscribe. So you're not going to be able to appeal it, because the security feature has an invisible time period, and you can't expect them to reserve the handle for you undeterminedly. So what I did is I registered my companies. The companies had no issues. Then I registered FYL. Even though it was unknown, it had a lot of history on YouTube. There's like 40 videos or whatever dating from last year. So for me, it was like, okay, well, if there's 3 accounts from one IP address, I have a better shot at appealing that, but I didn't have to appeal. So their system got me till 3. And then I saw that TikTok, like at 4 or 5, the system blocks everything. Okay. So what I did is, then I did Iodine Network right away. So I did FYL and Iodine Network. So I did 1 to 4 in the same day, and it worked. And then I let it run for 2 days, and I posted 1 video. I posted 1 video right away in 4 videos right away in Ingredient Depot, in the first one that I created. And that there was no hold on the outreach of the videos, because when you post to TikTok, you see how the account. So if you have 40, 50 videos, and you're from your desktop, let's say you register with your iPhone, and now you log in with your browser, then you're looking for trouble already. You understand? Because their security system is raised for new accounts, and anything that's out of norm, you're gonna have to either enter a code, you're gonna have to do something. So, first, the first lesson is uh, go with your safety assets and let them ride a couple of days, and don't put all of them at once. So I put four at once, and then what I did 2 days later, I did reality entrepreneur. But I did a mistake on reality entrepreneur. What happened is I didn't know how I should set it, either business or personal account. So I went into business settings and I was exploring the verification for business. And then TikTok just freaked out on me, and it kind of set the account, in limbo, meaning I couldn't switch back to personal. I stayed in kind of a business, but I didn't request a business verification. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of stuck there, and my content is getting there, but it's being careful. It's confused. You understand? So when I saw that, I paused and I didn't request a handle for ingredient direct, which is the sixth one. So I'm starting Monday, and man, I'm done with these account creations. I can manage them and all that. I have my systems down to a science, but like, I'm fed up of creating accounts, like 15 years to get to this point. You can imagine I'm so annoyed at this two-factor, blah 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 blah. But I have my systems now, and now it's pretty easy the way I have it set up. I just got this phone for text that's just in my face, and when I log in, it's right there. And I don't mix it up with my personal phone. I got things like, properly organized. So I'm very careful when I create those accounts, especially TikTok, and in a short period of time from the same IP address. So I just want to show you what happened. So I waited. My strategy was to wait for the last minute, because my rationale was, let me build on reality entrepreneur, because that was like in limbo. It was the weakest in the eyes of TikTok. It was like unsure. You understand? So you got to get a feel of things, and you have to be realistic. So if you have a couple of assets that are running solid, you got a couple of new ones, but there's not a lot of activity, and you have something that's shady. Shady. It's not shady, but in the eyes of TikTok, oh my God, this auto screen, right, guys? The dark mode of the computer. What a difference, huh? Look at this. 6 screens. Jesus Christ. Right? Here, let me show you how it looks from behind. It looks like, yeah, I'm a madman. Hold on. Let's see if this works. Well, we're gonna get back to the TikTok story. Okay, just hang in there. Right? Looks nutty, but I got the right angle though. I'm happy. So there you go. But anyways, so all this to say that you have to be strategic when you create these accounts, especially if you're an ad agency or you're in a compliant industry in the pharmaceuticals, anything that kind of raises the bar on the social media account creation and management side. So my strategy was to wait till the last second for ingredient direct, but keep a window of time to allow an appeal if the appeal was necessary. And I got really lucky here, because here's exactly what happened. Yesterday, hold on, Friday, I take my phone and I go, okay, it's time. The handle was available for ingredient direct. And what you do, Well, you have to make sure that your emails are working, number one, because here's the thing, when you create an account and they all have that in their systems, if they send you the first codes and your emails is getting filtered in spam and you keep re-asking, man, you are gonna stay in a undesirable state for a long time by their systems, and it's gonna be crappy. So anytime you're registering a new account and you manage multiple accounts, you want to make sure your emails and all of this is properly handled on your side. So that way, you have to expect that there's going to be either an appeal or there's going to be something that you're going to need to do, and you have your affairs or you have your shit ready to do so. Sorry for shit. I did. Okay. So you're beep beep together. So you got to have all that ironed out. And so I register, no, I attempt to register ingredient direct. I have the handle, my email is confirmed, but I don't want to register with a phone just because my 5 other TikToks do not have that. And I like to set up my accounts the same way across. So, like this, I have a spreadsheet and, I could see, for example, if all my TikToks do not have, for example, two-factor authentication with a text number, I could see that clearly in my spreadsheet. But when I start having one account yes, one account no, it just makes things like convoluted. Now there are exceptions because sometimes their systems actually request it and you can't subscribe, you can't enter unless you put it, and then you have no choice and you have to start doing it. But try to avoid that and try to do the Google authentication app. It's pretty reliable. I've never had issues with it, and I manage a lot of things. Now it's a little slower on the logins. Okay, I understand, but is it better to be slower on the login than to have a problem and Facebook, and then you gotta go figure out how to do this and do that? It's crazy. So always have that done, always. Okay, and try to avoid the text phones. Now, of course, email providers and all that you're going to have. Try to isolate the numbers and bunch them and have some logic. So, for example, try to have, like, if you have, like, I don't know, 4 companies, or you have 4 customers, try to have 2 customers on one number, 2 customers on another, and try to just structure it so there's some kind of logic. I understand that at a certain point it gets so messy that one account needs another number because it refused it or it stopped accepting it, and then you gotta contaminate, meaning you gotta take a number that's been used. I understand. I understand. But you have to look at your whole management of username passwords like a beast by itself, and you got to put love into it to avoid getting caught in limbo and having to invest time, a ridiculous amount of time, in order to reclaim or contest or appeal or whatever you want to call it, account. So anyways, back to my TikTok story. So what I did is I subscribe and then it says your account is blocked. I was like, I knew it. So I had already you go into, let's say, AI, you say, I just got blocked. I have an about page that says I'm a real business owner, and I have multiple companies, and I've been in business since, let's say, 5 years or 10 years or 15, whatever your reality is. And you ask AI to write this in 2, 3 lines, and they're going to write you a blurb. And it's essentially going to say, hi, I am a business since ta ta ta, or I'm a person that has multiple accounts. Here is the page of all my businesses and accounts. I just got blocked for this. And you attach the screenshot of your about page that will include your assets, because the people that open these support emails are often not necessarily based in North America. So it's not enough to write two, three lines. You got to have a couple of screenshots that make it super evident, but in a very, very polite way. So you don't want to sound like a beep beep. You know what I mean? You want to be nice. You want to be kind, and you want to be helpful so they could help you, because those companies that take those calls, all right, uh, they're going to understand what you're saying, because for two reasons. Number one, you're concise. You're just explaining it in two lines. If you feel like you need to write a whole book, a novel, don't, because you're going to burn your appeal. And if you're in your car doing something else and you don't have time to do screenshots, you're going to lose your handle for a very long time. So if you're going to subscribe with multiple accounts, make sure you're ready to pause, to take 15 minutes and to do this perfect. Because if you don't, number one, it's going to take forever for them to respond. If they respond, they will completely ignore your request, and the handle will be just frozen, and you're going to be screwed. Okay. So I wrote two, three lines that were very simple. They were like, "Hi, my name is so and so. I have multiple accounts and been in business since this year. Here's a link of my businesses, and I just re-signed. I just signed for my sixth TikTok account, and I attached two screenshots of the landing page and my social accounts, because I'm transparent. I'm doing it wide open, and boom, 24 hours, I got a reply, and they unfroze my account, and a very nice email. So, but it's an automation. So you have to learn how to dance with these companies. And if you dance with these companies, you're going to be able to manage a lot more accounts on one IP, and you're not going to have like technical problems and having to start worrying about, oh, I need another uh, internet connection in my office, and blah 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 blah. And then you could go, yeah, but why do you have two internet connections? Those are my two modems over there, the white things there on the board next to high. Those are not internet connections. Those are redundancies. So, if one internet connection goes down, the other one just picks up. So I don't need two internet connections, but I deal with all my tech accounts the same way. So I have folders, and I put the essential communications, the history, I keep it there. And let's say I get an email of a physical person and a department, I save those emails because it could come in handy sometimes a couple of years down the road. You could say, oh, yeah, I got, at a certain point, for example, Google was giving me issues, and I had to talk with engineers at Google and resolve something that was going on. And I went and I found a 2-year-old email, and I had access to the department, and the person actually remembered our interaction, because we did a screen share over 3 days where she was going back, and they were at their tier, whatever, high level engineers, and they figured out the problem, and we were able to resolve it. You know what I mean? So, you got to organize this stuff, and that's it. So, this video is just about explaining a little bit of the, how you got to look at all this in a modern day business environment, where business owners are going to have more and more of these complex setups, and how to manage that. And that's a little bit of an insight. So, anyways, I just want to say, to cut this short, and to say thank you for TikTok for a quick response, just because I was able to integrate into my workflow all the necessary accounts. So tomorrow, my delivery, I'm delivering 6 YouTube channels simultaneously, and I'm going to be posting on all the social accounts. So tomorrow, it's going to be like 40 posts in a day. Well, 40, it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but let's say 35, 36 posts tomorrow in one day in one person. And, I'm going to do that in half a day because the everything is properly structured, so one person could do a lot, but you can't do a lot overnight, because overnight you don't know how to manage this. So this video, if you listen to it really slowly and you pick up on the things that I'm saying, you could become like a pro on day one, and you could avoid all the headaches that it took 15 years to know how to do this. All right. So, anyways, thank you, TikTok. Your reply was 24 hours, and you just unblocked the account, and now Ingredient Direct has its own TikTok. So that's it. My account creation is over, and all my stuff is in sync. And there you go. So thank you very much. And I'm preparing for the live shows table, and we're going to be filming today 2 more videos. And there you go. So I'll see you.